Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gold Prospecting at Home. This is episode number 129, and today we have some gold pay dirt from a fan. Now he sent this pay dirt a couple months ago before I even finished building this building that I'm sitting in right now, and it's been sitting on the shelf for a couple months. So first of all, I apologize to Tony. He's the guy who sent it. Here's what Tony sent, and here's what he says in his note. Hello Klesh, fan mail. I enjoy your gold panning videos on the YouTubes. Hope the move is going well. Please enjoy some panning gravels from a mail order pay dirt company, DreaMail. I've been getting his pay dirts for a few years now, and I do not think you have reviewed him. He has an ad in the GPAA magazine. I'm really interested in what you think of the gravels. Some is really quartzy and gem-like. Always wanted to crush some up to look for gold dust finds, but never have. Thanks for the great channel. Keep on trucking, Tony. Tony, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate you sending me this stuff. And no, I never have even heard of this stuff. But I did some research on it, and you can't buy this stuff online. The only way to get it is to go to the, you have to get a GPAA magazine. They look like this. That right there is Gold Prospectors Magazine. You can get it at goldprospectors.org. But if you page through to the very last couple pages here, you'll see the miners market classifieds, old school. Down here in the bottom, at least in this issue, it says right here, gold panning gravel, mine run sapphire concentrates, DreaMail out of North Carolina, United States. So that's where you can actually get this stuff. So once you've contacted him through the ad, they will send you an order form. Looks just like this, and they have 3 different pay dirt products. The price changes depending on the spot price of gold at the time of ordering, and the prices are only good until a certain date. So once you get this, you have to order. So on this order form, there's 3 different options. You've got the gold panning gravel, you've got the Lucky Strike panning gravel, and the sapphire gravel. The 1 gram guarantee stuff is $67. The 2 gram guarantee, which is the Lucky Strike, is $140, and the sapphire stuff is $55. The bag that was sent to me by Tony is the gold panning gravel. It's the 1 gram guarantee. Let's go over to the panning station. We'll chop it open and we'll take a closer look at it. Okay, here it is, the DreaMail panning gravel from GPAA magazine ad section. Let's take a look at it in a pan. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and open this thing up. Thing is, this one was damaged. There is some other stuff here in a Food Lion bag. All right, let's go ahead and open this thing up. As you can see, there was a tear in the bag. Looking down inside, I can see, it looks like even some plus half-inch material. And also, there's probably 2 or 3 pounds of material here. And yeah, it does look like a lot of quartz and some material like that. So in Tony's letter, he had mentioned that he was always curious about crushing up this quartz material here, and it's totally like mineralized quartz and stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pan this stuff as normal, but we're also going to go ahead and crush up the bigger material, and we'll pan that out separately at the end. So let's head to the thrift store. I'll take you guys on a little road trip, see what they have over there. And I'm gonna go down the aisles looking for silver and stuff as well. All right, this is where we find the good stuff. So I'm not seeing any grinders at this location. We're gonna have to go to another store. So let's go. Good morning. All right, well, the pickings are slim here, so we're gonna have to continue looking. Try a different one. I get easily distracted, but here we go. It's exactly what we're looking for. If there's any more, I'll grab them. Okay, we're back, and I stopped at 4 different thrift stores. We found this one in the video, and then I stopped at an additional one, and I found this old thing from like probably the 1980s, maybe the 70s or something. Probably the 80s. But anyway, it's got a bigger blade in it and everything, so that should work better, because the problem with these little coffee grinders is that the metal blades, they actually get ground down to nothing. So really I should invest in an actual rock pulverizer at some point. Maybe I'll add that to my list after this video is done. So anyway, let's go ahead and classify this stuff to plus and minus kitchen strainer. Okay, here we have our plus and minus kitchen strainer size material. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna crush all of this stuff up after we pan it out. So what we wanna do is we wanna recover any big gold before we put it in our crusher, our grinder. And yeah, we'll go ahead and do that first. So before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and take a strong neodymium magnet and try to remove as much magnetic material out of this fine stuff as possible before we start the panning process. Okay, so the way I remove the magnetic material is I use a strong neodymium magnet, and this is just a nut driver, and this is a silver dollar tube. And there you can see a lot of black sand is coming up. There's also some sand in there, so we're gonna go ahead and separate everything twice. We don't wanna be picking up any gold. Here you can see if we just hover the magnet above, all the magnetic material will jump up to the magnet, leaving all the non-magnetic material behind. That includes the gold. All right, once again, here we have our plus and minus kitchen strainer size material plus our magnetic stuff, and I got quite a bit here. Of course, we're gonna pan through this just to make sure I didn't grab any gold with the magnet. I do see some blonde sands in here, which means some stuff got trapped, but that's okay. All right, the first thing we wanna do is we wanna pan through this so we don't grind up any possible gold nuggets. There is supposed to be at least one picker in here, or one nugget, I can't remember what it said. So let's bring over Crusty Rusty. I'll add some water and some jet dry. This is just a surfactant that'll break the surface tension of the water so the really fine gold can't float away. All right, so once we wet this stuff down and pan through it all, we're gonna have to dry it out so we can crush it. So this will pan off really easily. A gold nugget would not float off the top like that. The gold nugget's gonna stay behind. All right, almost at the end here. If there's any gold nuggets, we'll see it here. And there is two little pickers, two little flakes, I would say flakes. 1 and 2. So no nuggets or anything like that. All right, so I'll just grab those with my snuffer bottle. So real quickly, taking a closer look at the tailings of the plus kitchen strainer size stuff before we crush it, you can see a lot of quartz in there. A lot of it's really dark, mineralized quartz. And yeah, I can understand why Tony is curious to know if he would crush this up, if he would be able to recover any gold. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Crusty Rusty's getting a little roasty toasty there. Hot. Careful, flamethrower. All right, so everything's dry. I'm gonna go ahead and crush all this stuff up to a fine powder, pretty much like this. Any larger pieces we'll just classify again and recrush. But yeah, this is what we want to do. That way we can extract any gold that may be trapped in this quartz. All right, so we're about halfway through, and as you can see, this is why I go through these things so quickly. It just grinds the blades down. So this one's almost killed. If you ever do decide to do this, make sure you wear some kind of a mask. You don't want to get silicosis by breathing in quartz dust. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to, actually let's go ahead and kill this one off, and then I'm going to switch to the bigger one and see if this thing is any better. Oh, there we go. Well, that didn't last very long. All right, so both crushers are dead, so I got to go back to the old school way, my little metal cup and a hammer. All right, so I decided to go ahead and just run this stuff through the sluice box. So this is everything that was crushed. This is everything that was originally under kitchen strainer size. We'll go ahead and we'll run the crushed stuff through the sluice box first, but before I do that, I have to wet everything down and add a little bit of jet dry to this so any of the small gold won't float away. All right, I do see some gold after 3 spoonfuls of this stuff.
After it's crushed, I'm definitely finding some free mill gold. Let me bring the camera around, I can show you as I go. Okay, again, this is the stuff that I just crushed up. See that? Right now I see at least 3 flakes in there. And now I see at least 4 or 5. There's a big flake right there. You could definitely see that on camera. It just went down into the riffles. All right, awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and finish feeding this through. There's another big flake. I'll finish feeding this through and then we'll just run the other material right on top of it. All right, so this is what the sluice box looks like after I've run everything. And you can see we've got some nice flakes of gold, and we know that at least 5 or 6 of them came from just by crushing up that material. So this is what's visible up here, and there's a lot more gold down here. We'll go ahead and rinse this off into a bucket, and we'll bring it back to the panna station. All right, we've got all the concentrates here in the bottom of a Lowe's bucket. We'll just squirt that into a pan. All right, there it is. Looks like we have a piece of one of my grinders is in there. You know what, let's bring over Crusty Rusty again, and we'll pan some of this overburden off, and then you'll be able to see the gold that is in here. Okay, so we're looking for at least 1 gram of gold. Now the bag was ripped when I received it, so if there's less than 1 gram, I still have no doubts that if they guarantee 1 gram of gold, it's gonna be there. So this review is kind of inconclusive, I guess, but I have no doubt that if you ordered from them, you'd get that guaranteed minimum 1 gram of gold. And it looks like we may actually have it. So that's pretty good. A lot of big rough flakes. Some of them are brown and more oxidized than others. It's pretty awesome. Actually, that looks like less than 1 gram. So we probably lost some gold in shipment. Let's go ahead and dry it out, weigh it up. Real quick, I want to pan out the magnetic material just to make sure. Yep, no gold in the magnetic material. Okay, so the way I clean up my gold is I'll grab what I can see with my snuffer bottle. Always repan my tailings. And then once I'm sure that I have recovered all the gold into my snuffer bottle, I'll go ahead and dump that snuffer bottle into a pan for the final cleanup. I like to use a squirt bottle. Guys, if you want one of these squirt bottles or gold panning kit or even gold pay dirt, definitely check out kleshgold.com. I do sell all this stuff over there. Very affordable, perfect for beginners, even experts. Okay, I'm gonna guess that's probably 1/2 gram of gold just by looking at it, but it could be deceiving. These pieces could weigh more. So let's dry it out and weigh it up. All right, guys, so I'm gonna call this review inconclusive just because I know that there's a guaranteed 1 gram and the package came damaged. Let me show you the packaging really quick. So the packaging for this stuff is paper, right? It's just paper. And when it was shipped to me by Tony, it was inside of a Ziploc bag and it had already had some material missing from it. But at the very least, we got the name out there, DreaMail. This is their address if you're interested in it. They have 3 different pay dirts. They even have a sapphire pay dirt there. So the 1 gram, the 2 gram, and the sapphire. So I understand this review didn't really give it justice, but as long as you guys understand, even I don't believe that they would only give you 1/2 gram of gold. I'm sure you would get that full gram and probably more. So anyway, and also I didn't find the big nugget or picker that they said that I would get. So that's it for the DreaMail review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked this video, hit the thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, you're one of the 42% that haven't left. So thanks so much.
And also big thanks to all my Major Credit Patreon supporters and channel members scrolling right there. And also, if you enjoyed this video, you're really going to like the other ones linked here, so definitely check those out, and I'll see you guys on the next video.